What's happening, guys? It is day one after our first Ultimate game in the AUDL. I just first want to say thanks to everyone that either came out and stayed through the weather. I know the weather wasn't the greatest. I don't know if you could see it online. For the people that watched it online, thanks as well for tuning in. But if you couldn't tell online, it was probably like 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts. Um, it was rainy. It was cold. Not the ideal spectator weather, I guess you could say. But for all the people that ended up coming out, it was awesome. Thanks for all the guys that stayed after the game that I got to meet after the game. Unfortunately, it wasn't fun to. Unfortunately, it wasn't as fun because we lost, but it was nice to see all the people that came out to support me and stuff, and I appreciate that. And um, I look forward to seeing a lot of people at our home game this Saturday. I think someone actually told me, someone sent me a tweet or something that they drove. It was like 4 people that they drove from Pittsburgh, and I don't really know geography that well, so I looked it up, and it was like a 6-hour drive. So that was impressive. So thanks, guys, for coming out. We do play teams that are closer than Columbus, so if you want to wait for the next game, definitely check out our schedule for that. But it was awesome that you guys came out. I signed my first foreheads too, so for the 4 guys that I signed the foreheads, maybe we can start a trend going. The guy in the you can barely see. I got the Austrian chilling with me right now. You can see your head like really creepily in the very corner of the right there. But so I wanted to say that there's someone there so you guys aren't freaking out. But um a couple things. Let's say a couple things. Okay, so the play, we posted up a video of the catch that ended up putting the game into overtime, and um, at the time I really didn't think there was that much controversy, but then a bunch of people started talking about it and stuff and looking at it. It was close. Um, I think what's going to happen, really, or what I would like to see happen is especially in those situations, the refs I think are going to let a lot of stuff play. They're not going to want to have just like in any sport, the refs don't want to have a big influence at the very end of a game. And in my mind, if you catch the disc and then there's contact after you catch the disc, um, it's not a foul. That's what I think. Same with a D. If you lay out D someone and then you end up hitting them afterwards, I wouldn't consider that a foul. A funny, not funny, but a interesting thing to think about. For example, because a lot of people are talking about the vertical space and how that you have the right to the space above you, and it actually does say that in the rules that above your torso, I guess you have the right to that space. But I don't know if the color just changed. I think it did. But an interesting thing to think about is if that huck would have happened and all 6 of the cranes would have just stood underneath, like made a ball and stood underneath the disc, then and like just followed the disc and stood under it the entire time, there would have been no way that we could have caught the disc. Because if we would have jumped and caught it and then ended up hitting them, it would have been a foul. So I I don't know. That's just kind of a hypothetical. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but that's just a hypothetical thing. But so there's that. The play was up. What other things? My ankle's doing good. I should be good to go to Saturday. So for those that watch the game, my ankle's all right. I should be good to go. Been icing and compressing and all sorts of inging adjectives things to it. So it should be good to go this Saturday. What else do I want to talk about? Is there anything else I really want to talk about? Oh, the loss. Let's talk about the loss a little bit. Yeah, that was the last thing I want to talk about, the actual game itself. Um, so we played bad, plain and simple. We didn't play well. We didn't play well. I didn't play well. There was a few guys that played really, really well. I want to say I actually just want to mention one person right now because I was really impressed with their level of play, and that's Travis. He's the youngest guy on our team. He just turned 19 years old, and he literally balled out. I don't know how many points he played, but he made an impact on every point I think that he was on the field, and that's what you need to do. If you're on the field defensively, you want it to be known that you were on the field, and he did that. He got a couple huge blocks for us, and was definitely a spark for our team, and definitely helped us kind of get a little bit of a comeback. For those that didn't watch the game yet, if you want to watch the game, I'm gonna have a description right there. You can click it, and I think it's $7 or something, and you get to watch the full game if you're interested in seeing it. It was a crazy game. It was. I made a couple posts on Facebook and Twitter. If you saw them, about talking about how it was probably the hardest loss I've ever had, actually, because of how intense of a game it was. It was a battle. We went down 10-6 in the first half, just did not show up. And then we kind of battled. Uh, we battled back in the second half, and then I ended up making that catch with 2 seconds left in the game to tie it, to send it into overtime, and then overtime was 5 minutes, and we were up by one, with like 6-7 seconds left, and then we ended up throwing a turnover, and then they ended up throwing a goal right afterwards with no time on the clock, and that sent it to double overtime, and then in double overtime we had the disc. We had like two or three chances to put it away, all right on our end zone to just finish the game, and we didn't. We didn't finish, so we ended up losing by one. But the good news is this is what you gotta take from losses. And I know a couple people like tweeted me saying, "Can you do a vlog about hard losses or stuff like that?" And that's what I'm gonna do real quick for about 30 seconds. Um, when you lose a game, there's two ways that you can look at it. You can either look at it and just say we played bad and say it's not gonna happen again, or you can really break down exactly what caused you to play bad. What were your issues? And then look at those issues and then try to fix them in practice the following week. For us, we have a game this Saturday. That doesn't give a lot of time to fix it. It's a little different than college and club where you have a tournament and then you don't have another tournament for 2, 3, 4 weeks. This is quick. So we kind of have to start working on things very quickly. But the good news is that game showed us a lot about what we need to improve on. So we have that. We know what we need to improve on, and now it's our job to make those changes to improve. So all in all, I hope you guys come to the game. For those that are near Indianapolis, I hope you guys come to our game this weekend. It's going to be a Saturday at, do you know what time it is?
7.
Is that 7? It's at Saturday at 7, I believe. But the information can be found just through the description. There's links. 7:30. There's links and stuff. Oh, for those people that a couple people want to know about the gloves. The gloves are actually Kyle. Kyle Cox, the other captain on the team. He's actually injured, so he wasn't able to play, and he just had gloves. And when I was warming up, I could not throw at all. It was freezing cold. It was windy and rainy. I could not throw any sort of huck, and he had gloves, and he was like, "You want to try them?" I'm like, "I'm not a big fan of gloves, but this is the only weather I use gloves. When it's cold, rainy, and windy, that's when I use gloves. I don't use gloves any other weather conditions." And so his gloves, I know some people want to know what kind of gloves they are. They're like a Japanese brand, and apparently you have to buy like a huge shipment. You can't just buy one pair. So you have to buy a whole lot. And I can throw the link if you're interested in the description below of what kind of gloves. I loved them. I thought they were really good. But yeah, you can check that out. All right, this is under 10 minutes. Yes, victory for me. Again, thanks for all the support, guys. I appreciate it. If you want to check out the Everything Ultimate store and pick up some merchandise, that stuff helps me out. Or if you want to pick up my jersey for the AlleyCats, you can get the white or you can get the dark green. Both of that would help me out a lot. So I appreciate that. And if this is your name, this is over 10 minutes now, but if this is your name, you want a sticker, make sure to like, this video and also leave a comment for a chance to win a sticker tomorrow. And the question that you're going to have to answer is going to be, did you watch the game? Plain and simple, yes or no. But if you answer no, you have to tell me why you didn't watch it. And that's going to be it. So, I'll see you guys later. Peace and man up.